So you each have like a couple boxes. So I didn't put 4 pack on the list. If you want to put them, then put it on the list. Then I'm going out and take a good time leaving today. Yeah, usually my Walmart over here has but I would
Oh shit, where? Hi everyone, I am Paula with the Atlantic Institute. Thank you for joining us for our cuisine of different cultures. Cuisine of different cultures and our Turkish baklava class today, August 15th, 2020. Yes, we are going to start here in a few minutes. If you're not aware, we have several other classes that are available, and we are recording this for those people who couldn't attend. And just a plug on September 26th, we are going to host our Turkish Food Festival. For the food, we're going to do a drive-through thing, and then we're also going to do a virtual cultural thing where they're going to show this class, they're going to show Ebru painting, and all sorts of different Turkish cultural stuff. So be on the lookout for information on that. And those of you who are in Greenville, that's where the food will be available at this year. Thank you, Oz. I think we're ready for you to start.
Okay, thank you, and hi everyone, welcome. Today is gonna be my first virtual class, and I hope it's gonna work because I don't know. Actually, it's more easy for me because you don't have to taste. If I have mistake, you are not gonna figure out. That is the best cooking class for me because we gave the cooking class at Ferment too, but you a little bit get more stress because the people's gonna taste and they gonna say they likes or they didn't like. Now you don't have chance to taste it. That is the good part, actually. Now, actually, let me introduce my ingredients. And 1 pack of phyllo dough. This one you can find at Publix, Walmart. It has 2 pack in it. 3 stick unsalted butter, and 1 lemon because we have to use for 2 tablespoons lemon juice. And this is 3 cup walnut. It is with the 2 tablespoons of sugar, and you make it's not when you mix it's I think for the when you blend it, it's 3 seconds will be enough with the sugar, not too fine. And this plate, I think the measure is like 14, 18. That will be enough. And for the syrup, I need 3 cup of sugar and 2.5 cup of sugar and 3 cup of water. I combine with the cold water. Now I'm gonna set up on the So for the medium size, I'm sorry, for medium, and yes, it's gonna, we let them boil for 5 minutes, and then you have to add 2 tablespoons of the lemon juice. Why we put the lemon juice? Because it's after you syrup, it's not becomes the sugar again, like a crystal. I don't know how can I pronounce, and it's
like
prevent your, yes,
like
your
the sugar
syrup.
will
It's gonna
crystallize.
stay for long.
Right.
Now it is. Now we can start for the baklava. Once again, you can come. I make like, again, I make right now is high for the stick, 3 stick unsalted butter.
Hey,
We have
Olga.
to, yes,
Olga, real quick. Kevin and Steph that are on the call, they're asking what type of sugar. Was it white granular sugar?
white, yes, white.
Or-
You can use any type, white, brown. It's
Okay. I'm going to read you the questions that everybody asks. So yes,
Yes.
I know it's white sugar. It's regular white sugar. I know it's not confectioner's or
Yes.
powdered sugar. And then she
it's
said,
white sugar.
all right. And then Rita wanted to know, how long are you boiling the syrup?
It is, let me say, it's like around the 5 minutes first you have to boil, and then after 5 minutes you have to add lemon juice, 2 tablespoons lemon juice. After that, for 15-30 minutes, about 13 and 30 minutes, you have to but you don't uncover, don't use the cover, and you have to boil. You will see, I will show you the result. It's got the color is gonna becomes like a light yellow.
Okay, we have one person. We have a couple of people that have some of the ingredients, but we have one person that's going to try to make it while you're doing it. And I know you might have a couple of shortcuts put in there, but I just want to let you know.
Yes, 1 second, please.
Mm-hmm.
Now Moaz is gonna take a. Okay, now are you able to see?
Yes,
Because my son is helping.
he's
Let me
doing a
show
great
you.
job. All right, so we have melted. How many sticks of butter is that?
3 unsalted butter. 3
3
sticks.
sticks. Okay.
Why we have to boil now? It's gonna, after we boil, it becomes like 3 layer. We have to separate it. It's like the first layer will be formed. The middle layer is gonna be clear liquid. The bottom is gonna be white solid. And we are just gonna use the middle one, the clear liquid, because we are not gonna use the foam, the first layer, and the bottom one. We are not gonna use it because it is, when you use for baklava, it becomes like a black after you cook your baklava. You bake your baklava. I'm sorry.
Right. Oh, I got you. Okay.
Therefore, we need the clear butter. So, actually, in one store I find it. It's Restaurant Depot. Actually, it's the people, the big company. They
have clarified butter.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
they has clarified butter. But this one, it's not maybe easy to find from the other store.
Right.
We always use that way too.
I do have the clarified butter, and it's in a glass jar. How much would I use of that?
How much big is your jar?
My jar is 7.5 ounces.
You know what we can do, if you don't mind, after we separated the butter, I can put the size, in the cup, and we can measure, and I will let you know.
Okay, great, perfect, thank you.
Okay, because I don't want to give you the wrong measure.
Thank you.
Kathy, just a quick question. Do you have clarified butter or do you have ghee? Because I know ghee.
It says ghee, which says
Okay.
clarified butter.
Okay, very cool.
It was a fortune.
Yeah, I know.
And do you see the foam? This one, if you want,
Right.
you can remove it, like with the spoon too. But actually, I don't do that. I know it's when I'm done, it's gonna be more easy for me.
I was going to attempt to do this while you were doing it, but I had issues yesterday, so I did not get a chance to get ingredients. I think I'm really missing these cooking classes in person. I did them for like 5 years, every one Saturday a month. I can almost smell the butter.
Christina, it is. I think now you are able to see the clear one, right? It's almost. Now you are not able to see any more foam. And now we have to wait for the bottom, the white solid one.
All right, so I was paying attention earlier to who was making this at home. Was it Kevin and Steph?
Excuse me?
Who was, I'm trying to figure out who was it that was making this at home at the same time? Or
Kathy.
going to, Kathy, you're making this at home.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes Zoom moves people around, and I said, I remember it was over here, but now you've moved over there on my screen, so.
Again, it should be like medium. And my syrup is started boiling, but it's not yet. After 5.
Very good. Okay, so we have the butter on medium, boiling and clarifying, and then we have the sugar and the water in the back that is almost boiling, and we'll have to boil for a few minutes.
Do you see it's not clear yet? I will show you the result. It still has some white.
Some white on the top or on the bottom?
At the bottom, it should be bottom. It's gonna become like a solid.
Right.
Christina, are you able to see my spoon? Do you see
Yes,
how it's
yes.
white? White?
Yeah, I see
Yes.
it has the flecks of
We
the
have to
butter.
remove from this white, and therefore we are boiling. I'm gonna take the new spoon, and I'm gonna show you. This is how clean. Right now, I am gonna show you the clean
Right.
yellow liquid.
Okay. So Ozga, I have a question.
Yes.
I have clarified butter in the past. So, but I have normally heated it to where it separates. And then I've actually not ever found a great way to separate the liquid. I think I used a basting suction thing one time, and I was trying to suck. It was not, it put any chef skills to shame, but I'm going to admit it openly here. So are you boiling it long enough that the fat sinks to the bottom and it like solidifies and it makes it easier just to pour off the clear butter? Is that
What does mean that, Christina? I don't want to misunderstood. I'm sorry. What
That's
is your
okay.
question? What was your question?
So when you're clarifying the butter, it's the fat is going down to the bottom of the, and the clear butter is coming to the top. Right?
Yeah, it is. You are asking about the layer, right?
Right. So I'm wondering when you go to separate it, is it an easy process? Is it you just pouring the stuff on the top?
No, yes. Actually, no, I'm just using the middle line, the clear one. I'm
Okay,
just
right.
only use the clear one. It is, we don't use the foam and
Right.
the solid part. It's not good for your baklava.
Right. Because I just
It
know, like,
fuzzy up.
when I've tried to do it in the past, it was like it made a big mess when I tried to clarify butter, when I tried to separate it. But I'm thinking this must be, I must have missed this process of doing it a little longer or something, and then letting it.
One second, please, Christina. I'm gonna just.
No problem.
Yes, it is just removed from the heat because look, when you, it's easy to burn. It's not burned yet, but just remove from the heat. And I'm gonna show you the clear liquid with my, now, you see this. This is the foam again. I always try to wait because when you wait, it just, they separate.
Right.
You see the color?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
are you able to see
Yes.
how clear
Yeah.
is it? Yes. I think the white one is the part of the milk, Christina.
Yeah, there's like three parts to the milk. I know there's a fat, then there's the
Yes,
clarified part in the middle, and then there's like the foam that's the whey, I think, or something at the top. I don't remember
yes.
all of it.
The fat is just, that is, I think that is the part of the fat. Do you see? Is it now
Yeah.
how? Now I'm gonna put in the measure cup to give the exactly the. Is that 1 cup? 1 second. I'm sorry, my helper just ran away.
I figured so.
Yeah. He doesn't have enough patience, and he just
We need to tell him.
never work with your child.
I don't know if any of you on the call have ever clarified butter before. I'm just trying to see if there's a way that I have not tried to make it easier to clarify butter.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking,
Look, I'm gonna show you the solid.
yeah, I'm thinking with boiling it
So
longer.
you see, sorry, it's not white anymore because I think I burn it a little bit. It becomes like a brown.
Right, right.
It's more good because you can see the easy. Do you see now what I'm gonna do? This is
Yeah.
The clear one,
Right.
and sometimes I take with the spoon like that part.
Okay. And put that over there.
Yes.
Right.
Actually, one time I used that part, that too, but it didn't work very well. That one.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't work. Yes, it didn't work.
Right.
Because let me show you this.
Can I ask what temperature I should put my oven on?
325.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh wow, look at that. This is very satisfying. I don't know, it is very hard to hold the camera and
Yes, no, I can imagine. And this would be the first time we've done this live, so I appreciate everybody's patience and willingness to sit and watch butter melt and water.
And now do you see what is
the yes,
left?
yep.
Yes, this is. I might remove this part too. Now we have the clarified butter. It was the question was how many it is for the cup. It's 1 cup. I think almost 1.5 cup.
Okay.
Christina.
All right. So from 3 sticks.
If they're gonna use the clarified one, 1.5 will be enough.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yep.
Now it is. Now before start to baklava, I have to preheat my oven. It's like 325. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you see it is what I told after the boiled? Just add. Now it's we have to wait for about 15-30 minutes for boiling the soup.
So are you leaving the water and sugar to boil for 15 more minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
And uncover, Christina.
Uncovered, right? Because I know it's going to evaporate a lot of the water, and it's going to make it
exactly.
sugarier. Yes.
1 second, please. I need to call my helper again.
Okay. Kathy, thank you for asking that question too, because I was curious if I just bought ghee or clarified butter, how much of that would it be?
Yeah, and the container, I don't know, is going to give me the full cup and a half. So it would be much cheaper to buy the butter and do what she did.
And to clarify it, yeah, because it should be about 12 ounces, and you have 7.5.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll use what I have. But that was $10 just for that amount.
I know clarified butter is not cheap.
Yeah, it was the first time I'm using it.
Yeah.
Did you say put the lemon in the water now? Or?
Yes. You put the lemon in the water, and it's going to continue to boil uncovered for about 15 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we're going to start for baklava. It is usually what I send you. I told 2 pack of phyllo dough. But today, if you want more thinner and crispy, we can just just make 1 pack. Which one would you like to do? It is, if you like it, the thick one, which one exactly you have it? The Christina sent you the information about the baklava. If you would like to make a thinner one, I will show you the thin one. And it's the same process. You just add the more phyllo dough. I'm gonna use today 1 pack for you. Any question?
No, I think that's good. Let's see if anybody. Okay, and just so everybody knows, we buy the phyllo dough because making it that thin is very, very, very difficult and very time consuming.
In the Turkey, usually the people, they always make it homemade.
Right.
And we are making this dessert. It's very special, and we make in our holidays.
Right.
We celebrate.
And the other thing is I know when we buy the phyllo dough, it's frozen or it's refrigerated, so you leave it out on the counter, correct?
For a couple days, yes, but actually when you leave it that's the problem. It start to smell.
Okay.
Smells change. It's I think the best way you can keep in the freezer.
Right, because if you're gonna make it that day though, you take it out and let it thaw.
Yes.
For a while, right. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm gonna
I have a question.
Okay.
Christina was asking about the pastry. Did you leave it outside before you cook? How many hours before you cook? Because you freeze it, right?
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I think 24 hours. It's the best result. You can use it one day before.
Did you leave it the night before?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that, or you can. I think 3 hours. It depends on the room temperature. Therefore,
Right.
the best result just one day before. You can, if you don't have time, I think half day will be enough. You know, it's sometimes 3 hours. Mine's sometimes 3 hours enough for that. It's about the room temperature.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, because I probably wouldn't have thought to leave it out the day before.
Yes. Now it's the first. Just
All right, Kathy, I'm not sure
This
if
is
you
the butter.
but yes, Ozga took like a spoon of some butter and she put it on the bottom and she's brushing it all around.
You can use the brush too, but I don't recommend the brush. We don't want to put the pressure on the dough. Dough on that one. I put the 2 layer, and then just you can do it that way. You don't have to use the brush. Again, 2 layer. And if you would you like, you just when before you put, just you can do that, because sometimes it has more I don't know what the corn instant they might have on the dough. Yes, you can shake a little bit and to
Right.
let the dough get air, and then put it in your two layer.
All right, and so you're doing 2 layers of phyllo,
Yes.
and I'm typing some of it out so that everybody can see. So you're brushing it all with butter.
Yes. You don't have to brush it, Krista. Do you see? You just can use the
Yeah, or drip it.
spoon too. Just be very, yes. And the other part, never push. Yeah, with your hand. Don't use the. It is. I don't know.
Yeah, no, don't put the pressure down on it.
Yes.
The
Don't
phyllo
use the
is-
brush.
Yeah, right. Never push
Exactly.
it.
Now sometimes we have like it's like around the 20 or 40. Before what I did, I always make like half bottom, half on the top. Now what I'm doing it's the 3 layer of the walnut. It is you can feel the walnut. It's more tasty. Not just sometimes when you bite is the top is too much phyllo dough, bottom is too much phyllo dough. Now you can just put a couple times the walnut on the layer. Like that way.
Okay, so then you have your bowl with the crushed walnuts.
Yes, crushed walnut with the 2 tablespoons of sugar.
And 2 tablespoons of sugar. You know how much crushed walnuts you have there?
3 cups.
Okay, crushed walnuts.
Again, two layer of.
2 tablespoons of sugar.
This is white sugar.
Right.
If you 2 layer again.
For all of you on the call, just so you know, it's crazy how really easy this is, but you really don't want to make it all the time because you will just gain more quarantine weight than we need.
I'm gonna check this.
It's easy, but there's some time-consuming parts to it.
Now I'm using walnut. Now the last one. Leave like around 5 sheets of phyllo dough.
Oh, your screen froze up for a second. You put like 5 sheets on the top?
Yes, yes. Now I leave it around 5. Yes, 5.
Okay.
If you see some on the, you know, it's thick and ripped, you don't have to worry. Just you can hold 3 of them. You don't have to just. It doesn't should be like 3 layer. It should, you can use not 2 layer. I'm sorry. You can use like 3, 4, 2. If you see that your dough is start to rip, and you don't have to worry about it. Yes. Now that was the last part. Now I'm gonna start to. I'm gonna show you 2 ways to how cut the baklava. That part is straight.
All right, and just so everybody knows, you cut the baklava up
Yes,
while it's still raw before it gets cooked in the oven.
exactly. It's the Christina. The problem when you start to cut, don't put the pressure on the baklava. Be very sensitive. You know, it is.
Right.
Like
Because
this is the first. Yes, I'm sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say the whole art of the baklava is that it's thin, crispy layers, and so if we press down on it, it's going to just make it dough.
Now it is. I'm gonna show you the 2 design of the how to cut the baklava. This one with the diamond. It is. For the information on it, I use that one too, but it didn't work for baklava because the phyllo dough it can move very easy. Therefore, you have to hold and cut. The best result for you have to use the knife. This is the one side. Do you see it? That side is like a diamond, and this side is gonna be straight. I'm done. Now, are you gonna able to see the shape, Christina? It is.
Yes, I can see the shape.
Yeah, this is the square one. That is like a diamond one.
Right, very cool.
And the last part is, now I left this butter. It is, you have to just put top of the baklava.
And you just use all of the rest of it. Yeah.
Yes,
Just pour that butter on.
the healthy one. It's the healthy part.
Kathy, Kathy,
You know,
how are you doing over there?
if you like, Christina, I give the measure of the clarified butter. If the people, you know, the butter, they doesn't want to use the butter, they can use like half, like a corn oil, half butter, clarified butter. If they would like to do that, they can use that way too. And not olive oil, just not vegetable oil, corn oil, or the peanut oil.
Okay, you said
I
corn.
will not recommend the vegetable oil or the corn oil. And now I'm gonna replace the middle.
No, you said corn oil or peanut oil? Is that what you said?
Yes, peanut oil or corn oil. I don't recommend for vegetable oil or the, don't use vegetable or the olive oil.
Right, olive oil would be too heavy.
It's not, you are not gonna get the ring. Now do you see it is the baklava?
And it's thicker, right? It's more syrupy.
Yes. Now I think this one is ready. It is for, you know, if you can do that way too, Christina. Let me show you. You can do that way too. It's just drop in the plate, and when it gets cold, just wait for around 5 minutes. Nothing, I'm sorry, for a couple minutes. This is accident.
Yeah, I was gonna say before, you lost your spoon, but I figured you'd see that.
Yes, I see. More tasty. You can, don't try at home. Look, it is, now it's become cold. It's, you can see how it's becomes very, it's becomes thick.
It becomes thicker, right? More
Thick,
syrupy.
yes, thicker. Do you see this?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is hard to see up, but this.
Yeah. No, I got it. I think we got it.
Yes, that is ready.
And then you take it off and you're gonna let it cool.
Yes.
So that it can get thick.
The syrup should be warm. The both should be warm, like not hot. And baklava should be warm. See, and for baklava, you can, if you want, because sometimes every oven is the temperature or the cooking, baking is different. What I'm doing, you can check after like around 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you can check. You can open your, check, you can check from the oven. When you see the like a golden color for your baklava, I will show you the trick. You can press. How can I see? It is actually we just put it. We have to wait a little bit more. And I'm sorry. Yes, Christian. Now we have to wait for the baklava, and the syrup should be cool, like warm.
Okay.
Any question for?
Let's check in with Kathy and see how she's doing. And Rita wanted to know how many minutes you're baking it.
It's around 45. Let me make sure. It depends of the oven. Like this is my the previous house oven. I'm sorry. The depends of the oven. Usually I'm 40 minutes. Around the 45 minute is enough for that. You can check.
Okay. All right. And then I don't know if Kathy was still there. I know she was trying to make it as you were making it. So I'm just curious how.
Well, I didn't have a food processor, so I've been chopping nuts, and half of them are on the floor at this point. But I am now layering things, and the phyllo dough really dried out, and it's breaking. So
That's fine. You can use it. You can use it. That's fine.
You can still use it. You just lay
Yes.
it down in there.
Yeah.
Because when it cooks and when it's cut, you really don't tell much.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I've done.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mess, and I don't have the right size pan, but who cares? It's going to taste good.
Well, I'm thinking like, while Ozga is making it at home and people are attempting to make it, and as she's making it, it's kind of like one of those new episodes of a cooking show of like, can you beat the cook or something,
The visual
So
is new for us too, Christina. It is very hard for me too. I never sweat that much in the regular class. It is very. I told you in the beginning class. I say it's gonna be easy, but that's not easy. I have to hold the camera. I have to say something to my son. I don't know. It's how many languages I use. Face language. It's like with the finger. When you work with your child, with the family member.
Yes, I thoroughly understand. I do this all the time.
It's now what I understood is more harder than the regular one. It is it's special for my English. It's more harder. I'm sorry about if you misunderstood.
Yeah, you did very well. And Kathy, I can imagine, did you stick the walnuts in a bag and just like hit them with a mallet or something? That might be easier too than chopping.
I didn't even think that. Well, I'll use that next time.
I mean, I have.
So you can use that one too, Christina.
Oh,
they can use for this one too.
There
Put
you
in
go.
the Ziploc bag. Yes, put in the Ziploc bag and cover with the towel, because sometimes the Ziploc gets ripped, and just use the towel on top, and you can use that one.
Next time I will do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry.
You can hit it with the rolling pin, and then you can roll it with the.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I wasn't thinking that clearly. I don't cook that often, so these tins are wonderful.
I think all that really matters is on the baklava, it would be what the top layer looks like. All the broken layers you can put down below underneath, and you can have like a nice finished top layer if you want it to look nice and look presentable.
Well, sometimes the best food is the mess.
Yes.
Christina, Wendy, I think the broke one is on the which one is connected with the air. When she used the bottom, it's gonna be very it doesn't have same problem. When you use the layer, when you becomes the bottom should be like the one pieces or the break too. Sometimes I remember I make one time it was full, like it's like a break all the phyllo dough. That doesn't matter. That's fine. You can use.
Can I add something? Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but can I add something?
Yes.
When you cook your baklava, you are really fast with your pastry sheets, and you just put them very fast. But it depends when you are slower cooking your pastry sheets. You have, you can cover them with the wet towel or something like that to prevent them get dry and
Yes, keep some moisture on there so
yeah,
they don't get dried out.
when you moisturize them, they're not gonna separate. If you are slow, in the room temperature, they get really crunchy and they separate. To keep them like wet, little bit wet, towel on the top, it's gonna be much easier for the first cookers, I think. I don't know, Özge, if you wanna add something else.
Yes, you're right. Thank you so much for that information.
I can imagine, because I know I've done something with phyllo dough before, and I took it out, and I maybe it was in the freezer too long before, because I don't do anything often. But I took it out and I opened it up, but I let it sit out for a few hours. But I think if I did 24 hours, I probably would have better success. Your dough always looks so nice and pretty and airy. Mine always looks thick and clumped together, but it might just be because it's been in the freezer for a while.
And when you see sometimes when you see it's sticky together, you don't have to just separate it. It should be like a 2-layer. You can use all of them too. Sometimes it happens, it stick together. You cannot remove. When you remove it, start ripped. You can use all together in your plate too. That's fine.
Right. Would anybody like to ask Ozga a question? If you'd like to unmute yourself. I will also say this is one version of baklava, and it's probably the version that all of us are most used to. But there are a couple of other there are actually quite a few different versions of baklava. So I know she used walnuts inside, but you can also use pistachios.
Unsalted one.
Unsalted pistachios, and there's also different forms that you can make the baklava. We've made it in classes before where we've wrapped it around a wood dowel and then slid it off, and it's short and it's very interesting, very, very cool. I have to go grab my charger. I have for my computer when I moved. So if everybody could unmute themselves and go ahead and ask a question, or if Kathy has a question.
Well, I just put it in the oven, but I always thought baklava was made from, you used honey. So I was really surprised that no honey was used.
I think the Greek one, they
Okay.
use the honey, or the Middle East, they using honey for it.
Yes, Turkish use sugar.
Syrup.
So I have a question.
Yes.
When do you use that sugary syrup? Do you use
When
that
it becomes, yeah, I'm sorry.
after you take it out after 45 minutes?
Yes, but you have to keep cold. It's both should be warm, not hot.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Because when you add baklava, is it hot or syrup is hot, they become like a little bit soft. If you want crunchy and crispy, it's for the best result. It should be both. It should be warm.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just got found out, and everybody said, "What are you doing in the back?" I said, "We're making baklava." And they said, "Well, are you really making it? Because you need to make some."
Sorry, I didn't get that. If you want it crispy, what do you do?
You can pour the syrup on the top, the baklava. They should be both, like baklava and syrup should be warm, not
Warm?
hot.
Okay.
Yes,
Both should be
not
warm.
hot.
Okay.
Excuse me?
You said both should be warm, right?
Yes, warm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
And I had a question. It's nothing to do with baklava, but what do you use kataifi for?
Excuse me, could you repeat again, or Christina, if you know
What
the
do
answer?
you use the kataifi? Am I saying it right?
Kadayif?
Yes.
Okay, the angel hair, right?
Yeah, the kataifi dough.
Yes, this one actually we make different kind of the dessert. It's actually it looks like similar like a baklava, and what we do is the kadayif. I think we are talking about the same one, right? Kadayif.
Yeah, kataifi.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you it's soft, you can mix with the melted butter.
Okay.
And then same process. You make a layer in the what they call pot tray. I'm sorry for the square one.
Okay.
It's the small pan, I think.
Yes, yes, the pan,
Small
and then you
pan.
put the yes, the fine walnut in the middle, and you can make a teeny layer on top of walnut too, and you put in the oven. This is exactly the separate recipe, but that is very good too.
Okay. I've seen it where they make it like bird's nests. And
Yes, bird. Oh, biblios. We call it biblios, I think. I
yeah,
don't
and then they
know.
put pistachios and all in the center to look like eggs
Yes.
or whatever. So.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
We have, I think, similar.
I will tell you, in Greenville, I was last week. I was at one of the deal marts, and they had that pasta that you would make the kadif with.
Yes.
Almost, they had big bags of it, and I thought, ooh, I wonder if this is what I could make that dessert with. I didn't get it because I wasn't sure what else I would do with it, but I think that's what that was.
Where
They
did you see that, Christine?
I saw it at Deal Mart on off of East North Street, behind the Bilo.
Oh, off East North Street. Okay.
Yeah, it's not known as East North Street on the other side of the light of Haywood. You know, East North Street in Haywood, there's a Bilo. Behind there is a discount grocery store that I go into every once in a while because they have a lot of organic food that is marked down.
Is it where Tuesday morning is? No.
It's behind that shopping center.
Oh, it's behind the shopping
You
center.
stay on East North Street and you go behind the Bilo. There's a little tiny strip mall behind there, and it's back there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Christina, I think I have seen that you use the kadif at the Holy Land.
Yeah, probably so. I just know they had like a huge bag of it. It was like $1, and I was wow, I wonder if I should get this and see if I can experiment with something. But I was a little nervous to get a huge bag like that.
Right.
You know, Christina, you can use it and you can freeze again the rest.
True. Yeah.
So I have a question. I didn't use all the clarifying butter, but I melted it. So can I reuse it? Can I store it?
Yes.
Okay.
In the refrigerator.
You can store it in the fridge, Kathy, and you can use it as just as like regular butter, or you can use it to cook with. It's much healthier.
Okay.
Actually, Christina, in fact, I leave it in my pantry.
You leave it in, yeah, I was gonna say it's
Because the Indian
shelf-stable.
ghee, we don't ever store it in the fridge.
Yeah.
You were asking about clarifying butter. It's very easy to make and it's a whole lot cheaper to make it at home. I use like 4 sticks and I get like one of those mayonnaise bottles.
Right.
Almost full. And the solids, I don't know if, how do you say her name? Is it Olga?
Olga, yeah.
Olga? I don't know if they do it, but the Indians, at least, back home, growing up, when my mother used to melt butter to make ghee, the solids that remain in the pan, you throw in some sugar while it's still hot. It becomes like a powder, when the solids, and we as kids used to love it.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
When you say that, I remember actually my mom, she has similar, it looks like that. She bought, but it is like a solid, but she keep it outside. It was like inside the foil, like it is very big pan cover, but you have to open and take with the spoon. And she always lived outside in the storage. But in my city, actually, it has a dry air. We don't have the humidity therefore they can store even the rice and bulgur, this kind of stuff for 2 years and 1 year. It's never get bug or anything because of the air.
Very cool. Very cool. Just so everybody knows, in the chat, we just pasted all of the instructions in case. I made
you.
my notes, but we pasted all the instructions in here. So if you wanted to copy them and save them, you can. I bet you it's smelling wonderful in there, Olga.
I don't know. It is. That's the best part of the cooking class. You never get because I forget something. I think something's dropped in my oven. First, it smell like a plastic. That is good part. You are not here.
Very good.
And then I opened the oven. I said, "Did I forget something?"
Oh, be very careful. I have.
No. I think it's drop off the oil. From the previous food, and
Yeah,
now I start to get smell of the baklava right now. Before it wasn't. Like
Good.
first when I open the oven, it's like big smoke is come out. Like I say, I wish I hope it's nobody see that.
I made a whole bunch of chicken legs. I made a whole bunch of chicken quarters the other night, and I was trying to just get them all in one pan. And when I opened the oven, all of the grease I could see from the chicken was right at the lid, at the top of the pan I was using. So I was trying to carefully pull it out, and at one of the corners in it, so it tipped grease, and I was trying to hurry up and wipe it up from inside the hot oven. So when we're done here, one of my things I have to do is go clean my oven.
You know what time for a long time what I did, I put the foil, the thick one, on the
At
bottom.
the bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's easy to clean it.
Yeah. I have teenagers. I told, so in the past I said, let me teach you girls how to clean an oven. And I said, here, you go in here, you do this. And I had them do it. And I watched them and I just guided. It's much easier.
And you clean it one time, and after you get careful to you are not gonna make it dirty again.
Right. Then you're going to be very careful.
But when you teach them, you already clean your oven.
They did it for me. It was wonderful. So do you have?
Yes.
Go ahead. Show us.
I'm sorry. Let me show you. It is. I'm sorry. Do you see? Maybe it becomes like a little bit light yellow.
Yeah. I see that.
And that is the trick, Christina. You see, it becomes like a very good color. You can press like that way. When you press, when you feel it's going down, that means your baklava is not ready. That is the other trick. No smoke anymore. That means.
Very good.
How can I save the rest of my phyllo dough?
Excuse me? Could you repeat again?
How can I best save the remainder of my phyllo dough, the dough I didn't use?
Yes, you can freeze again. That's fine. If you didn't open, if you open, you can again. You can wrap with the clear. Yes, you can wrap it again, and you can freeze again. That's fine. It's the phyllo. It's the dough.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
If you like, you can use both pack too, but I think it's become very, very thick. And normally, I would like to show you that way too. This is very thin and more walnut. I hope you will enjoy this one more.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of up to interpretation. You can make it so that it's thin, or you can make it,
Christina, I just changed, this is my syrup. Do you see it's more thicker? It's not very thick.
Yeah.
That is good result.
Oh, hi, Mohamedissa. How are you?
Good.
You are getting so big.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I know. Well, Mrs., did you say hi?
Hi.
Do you know what I'm cooking?
Mm-mm.
Do you know
I know baklava.
baklava? Do you know how to cook?
No.
No?
I only know to do eggs.
You just know he just know how to cook egg. That is good.
That's good. That's
Because
good.
you just only crack the egg and then you mix it.
Yes, that is the easiest food, I think. You have to just crack the egg and just cook it. Mix it. That's it.
Mix it.
Right. Very good. Kevin and Steph, what did you think of the instructions and does it what do you think? Is it possible for you to make?
What?
No, she's asking
To make what?
baklava.
Are you asking me?
I was asking Kevin and
Try
Steph.
it, and hopefully it turns out good.
Okay. I just make sure. Linda, did you does it look easy enough for you to do?
I think so. I think it helps to watch somebody do it. I've read directions many times, but it just seemed formidable. I didn't think I could do it. But now that I've watched her, yes, I think it's possible.
Yes. Okay. Rita, I know you were just asking, is it possible to send a copy of the recipe in an email to us? Yes, I think it was sent to you already in the email, but we can go ahead and send it out, the whole recipe. Oh, I forget. No, the ingredients were just sent, I believe, not how to actually
Yeah,
do
just
it.
the ingredients were sent. I'll send the recipe to later today or tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when I've always loved baklava, and then when I watched them make it the first time, I said, wow, that was it. I didn't realize it was that easy. So I know that it looks much easier. Sometimes that phyllo dough can kind of make you feel like it's gonna fall apart, but I've learned that it's all gonna bake in there. And if I say I know how to do it and I practice it, then they're gonna have me make some for the Turkish festival. And I don't know if I want to do that yet. And then we can have a baklava bake-off at some point too, and see who wants to make. Because I know once the Turkish ladies start making baklava, everybody can make their own version, and they work on the process and tweak it. Right, Nevria? I'm sure she will.
Yes,
agree.
but I'm not making by myself at home.
Yeah. So
Once a year is fine.
yeah, right. And so at some point when we can all get together, we should try to do a baklava bake-off and see who can make the most interesting one.
Oh,
Or the one that looks the messiest?
Kathy, how's it going over there? Do you want to show us what's cooking in your oven?
Let me see.
Christina, that is the other details actually. If you want, you can bake your baklava and you can save your syrup because we add the lemon juice. It's not gonna be a problem. You can again keep in the refrigerator or the room temperature in the jar, and you can keep walnut. I'm sorry.
Oh, Oscar, can you see?
Yes, I was.
I think we're seeing the bottom
No,
of the
we
oven.
are not able to see.
Go up higher, I think.
Kathy needs to make noise, so her.
You're right. I think you have to remove your right. Your left. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not able to see. I'm sorry.
No, go to the left.
Yes, your left.
Okay, wait. Go to
down. And
we don't want to melt the camera either. We don't want to melt the phone.
I'm getting burnt, so sorry.
Yeah, I know. So we don't want to melt it. It looks like you have a gas oven.
Yes.
Okay, I can see the gas bottom, and then I can see the bottom tray. So that's what I was seeing.
And you can't see the.
I can see the. Oh, that's the top. I see the gas top, like the And then I see the bottom tray. Go down a little bit more. Ah, there we go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Good,
Wow.
good. It looks like it's getting a good color too. Okay, very good.
Perfect. You know, Christina, you can say, actually the people, when you bake the baklava, without the syrup, adding syrup, you can store for 1 month. That's fine.
Wow, okay.
You can use after 1 month too, but without the adding syrup.
Without adding syrup. Okay,
Syrup,
and
yes.
so you can bake all of the baklava, not put any syrup in it.
Yes.
Like, let's
Yes.
say you're having a party or a wedding or something and you wanted baklava. Then you take it out and you thaw it at room
Temperature, yes.
You thaw it at room temperature because you want the baklava and you want the syrup to be the same temperature, right?
Yes, that's, you can make warm, you can make a little bit more, not warm, it's a little bit, you know, it's hotter than, not, just you can make hot your syrup, not baklava, when you
Okay.
bring it that day.
Okay,
But
it's the syrup.
do you store it in the freezer or the refrigerator?
No, any, like your kitchen storage too. You don't have to put in the refrigerator or, yeah.
Oh, in spite of the butter in it, you don't have to? Okay.
Yes, after you bake.
Probably not because it's clarified, so it's
Yeah, just like ghee, I guess.
it's just like ghee, right? Very interesting. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Is Nevis still around, Christine?
Yes, she is. Nevria is on the call here. She's NK.
I have a
She's on the
question
call?
to Özge.
Okay.
Yes.
Can
Oh,
we
that
make
was
a
He
different
asking hard
type of
question.
dish from leftover pastries?
Excuse me? Nevriya,
Can
what
we
did you
make a
say?
different kind of dish from leftover pastries, like a börek or something like that?
Yes.
Can we put some stuff
You
inside?
are, I think you are more professional about that. You can give the
No,
answer.
no, I'm just curious. Can we make that?
Yeah, you can make it. You like if you open the one different dough, like example, different. You are using the different kind of the dough. What you left, you can put in the middle. You know, like you can read and because
Yeah,
yes,
we
you
can
can use
roll
it
them.
for
For
after.
example, if you put some stuff like feta cheese and parsley, for example, in it, and if you roll it like a,
Like a
how
circle.
can we roll it? We cannot make a triangle, but you know, we can make a rectangle and roll it, and we can maybe some put inside feta cheese or so you can make completely different kind of dish like a börek, you know.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
Kathy.
if your dough is thin enough, you can add your rest. You know what you can add it. I think that's it's not gonna be a problem.
Right. Kathy, I don't know if you just heard all that conversation. I know you're cleaning up the kitchen. Nevria was saying that with the extra dough that you have, you know, like I know Ozga said you could wrap it in plastic wrap and you can put it back in the freezer. But Nevria was saying you can always take that extra dough that you have and you can put feta and parsley or something like feta, potato, parsley, like that's what the Turkish, the way would be. They put it inside the dough and roll it. And then they roll it sometimes into a circle and they make a borak, or they layer it and then they cut it as a triangle too. So you can make something that's a sweet, like the baklava, and then you can make like a savory, like something with just, I would probably be really creative with what I had around the house.
Right.
And I've had the pastries that the Turkish ladies have made before that have had potato and parsley inside that have been really good. You know, so you could always roll that dough and make something else with it too to finish it
Like
up.
Christina, something like a crescent roll, you know, when we can use crescent roll, the pinwheels kind of thing, you can, the fillings.
Yeah, like a filling of some sort, like
Yeah.
not the thick kind of crescent rolls. I mean, I've put cheese and pepperonis inside crescent rolls before.
Yeah, but
And
I
I've
think
rolled
something
those up.
softer because these sheets are so thin and fragile.
Right. But I'm thinking if there's a couple of sheets left, you can just take even those sheets and you can roll something
And
in
then
them.
and then sort of chop it into 1-inch bits or something, like a little.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What
Yeah.
brand did she use? Was it Pepperidge Farm or Athena, whatever? Philo dough.
Would you like to, so we can take a picture? I
What
don't know.
brand name did you
Yeah.
use?
Oscar,
Philo
Like yeah, like Athens, this one?
Okay, you used Athens. I didn't know. That's why I was asking you.
Yes, Athens.
Okay.
I use the same one as well.
Yes. There has
Okay,
one,
very good.
actually, yeah.
I got it at Harris Teeter in the frozen section. Or
Oh,
desserts.
very good.
Now, Christina, I'm gonna show you this is, 1 second, please. 1 minute. Do you see the color?
Mm-hmm.
And now it is, it's not, it's not going down. That means it's ready.
Not going down means that it's hard, right? So it's not soft.
That means yes, it's the bottom still not cooked yet. The middle.
Okay.
Do you able to see exactly the color? Because which one in the real I saw it's more yellow.
Yeah.
But here
I
it
can
is.
tell the difference.
How about the bottom?
I don't know how the bottom is ready too.
I
You are
think
asking hard question.
I mean, if the top is too red, brown or something like that. If the bottom is not brown enough, maybe you can cover the top and put it in a lower layer. And after that, the bottom is gonna be get like much browny. But how about right now? How about right now? Is the bottom brown enough?
Yes, it's never happened because we bake in the very low, like 225, 325. When you do at 400, it's gonna be that problem.
Okay.
It's called that problem. But when you cook in 325, it's not gonna be.
But she has a gas oven. Maybe it's kind of different than your oven. What do you think?
It is. I don't know. I never used the gas one.
Okay.
But I think in Riyadh, the temperature is same, right?
Same, but it's cooked faster,
and
and I don't know. I never used the gas oven, but I know that they are cooking faster. See, she already cooked hers.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Oscar, you see Kathy's got her picture of her.
It looks very nice.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Okay. And so then when it's done, now you let it cool for a little bit, right?
Yes. Normally I have chance to add like a syrup in the ice, but for those I can't. I have to wait a little bit. Here's my syrup. Even you can see the different, it is little bit, the color is different, not very, it's little bit yellowish.
Right, right.
And they hit each other. Why did the one who first started? And the one on the face, I didn't feel like it. And he did not. Oh, sorry,
Konuşmak ister misin? Konuşmak ister misin?
Çok yanıldık ha. Anne duyuyor musun? Duyuyorduk.
Kızacağım ben onları sonra.
Özge, we are waiting now for to get it cool a little bit.
Yes, because it's ready right now. Just I have to wait, get cooler. If you like, we can end the conversation because you just have to wait, cool down.
Right.
That means you have to, you know how you can get if you are gonna able to touch this pan, that means you can, it's your baklava is ready. But you have to touch bottom too.
Okay. So you just take it out and let it cool. And if you can touch the bottom of the pan without burning yourself, touch the sides and the bottom. then the baklava is cooled enough and ready.
And then you can add all syrup.
And that's
Yes,
the
you
time
can-
that
you
you
can.
would add the syrup on top.
Do you use anything to garnish that on top with nuts or something, or do you leave it plain?
Yes, it should be cool.
Rozge, after how long we can eat
For
the
what?
Oh,
I
okay.
think for 1 week, it doesn't matter because we add the lemon in the soup. It's not gonna be a problem. You can
No,
use it weeks.
that. I mean, after when you put the syrup, you know, so it's, you know, what do you call it? Take
How
the
long?
syrup
Yeah.
side.
How long after you put the syrup in would you
It's
have?
ready.
Would you wait for it to be ready?
Sure.
It's 5 minutes, around about the 5 and 10.
Right, because we do want the sugar syrup, the simple syrup, to soak down into it all too.
Yes.
So you want to pour it over on top, and then you want to let it just sit for a little bit, which is why you don't want the baklava too hot, because then it will make the syrup not as thick as it was before, and it makes it longer. I know there's a whole science behind it. Rita, did that answer your question?
It affect your filo dough too.
Right, yeah. I know you had a question, Rita. I heard it, but I don't remember what it was. Okay, but I do think we could probably go ahead and go. I mean, because it might take a little bit for it to cool. So we're just gonna let it cool to where you can touch, and it's all.
Christina, I know what the question was.
Okay.
Do we garnish the baklava on top with nuts, or do we leave it plain?
Right.
And when you put a syrup, don't garnish. After when you're serving, you can add the walnut, or if you have pistachio, you can put on top for decoration.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think
Right?
we can
Is
do
it?
that afterwards.
It was your question, right? It is a
Yes,
question.
thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can do like I've seen like the little walnut dust or like the little
Yes,
bit of
for garnish. Yes, for the decoration.
pistachio. Yeah, and you can garnish it for decoration. I would maybe just
For the best looking, I think the pistachio.
pistachio. Yeah.
Pistachio, yeah, okay.
Yes, yes.
But do you only garnish it before serving, or can I do it once it's cooled and before I put it away, you know, and leave the garnish on top?
You can before serving. You can do before serving if you want, but if you are gonna planning to serve all the plate, after you put the syrup, it's more because your garnish gonna stick to top of the baklava. Therefore, you can garnish all together. You know, after you add the syrup, after 5 and 10 minutes,
Okay.
because it's gonna suck the syrup. After that, you can garnish. You can decorate with walnuts.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions? I think do we have everything taken care of? Kathy, you know what to do when it's cooled off some. I just want to make sure everybody's okay because then we can go ahead and end the call.
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Christina, actually, if you like, you know, I don't have to just for today. I don't have to wait it. I'm gonna show you how I pour the syrup for one line. Would you like me to
Are
do
you
that?
sure?
Yes,
only
yes.
if you want to. I mean, I know everybody in your house will eat it probably no matter what. I just don't want you to.
Yes, I can. If everybody's ready, the Rita is not. She's
No,
still
no,
there,
I'm
right?
here. I'm here.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yes,
It is.
that would be
Look,
great if you could do that.
I'm gonna show you like that way. You see? Like that way.
Right.
It is. I hope the baklava is not gonna. Be very gentle because when you pour very fast, your baklava is gonna separate it.
Okay.
And you need to recut again because sometimes it's cutting filo dough when it's uncooked. It's hard. Therefore, after you cook, you have to recut again.
Okay.
It's more easy before the soup. I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. before the syrup, it's you can recut again. It's gonna be more easy for the bottom layer.
Okay.
And I hope you will enjoy the class. Actually, I'm sorry for the if you miss any question, and I hope you're gonna, you know, I don't know, you are gonna like your. I'm sorry. It's.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Olga. We enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Be
you.
well.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Oscar.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining.